So Tesla CEO Elon Musk reportedly became Twitter's biggest shareholder and joined its board of directors. Coming up next on TechShark. Welcome to TechShark, bite-sized news for conservatives surfing the net. So Elon Musk put his money where his mouth is after condemning big tech censorship. He bought a massive portion of Twitter's stock and is literally joining its board of directors. As Twitter summarized, Twitter named Elon Musk to its board a day after it was disclosed that the chief executive officer of Tesla was the social media company's largest shareholder. Now, numerous pro-free speech commentators explained how Musk appears to have a genuine desire to reform Twitter in opposition to radical censorship. The Babylon Bee CEO Seth Dillon explained in a tweet that Musk reached out to us before he polled his followers about Twitter's commitment to free speech. Musk wanted to confirm that we had, in fact, been suspended. He even mused on that call that he might need to buy Twitter. Now, he's the largest shareholder and has a seat on the board. Others explain how Musk's work has only begun and that he and others like him could use their power to reform big tech and world politics as a whole. Dilbert comic strip author and commentator Scott Adams observed that with Musk at the helm, Twitter may be forced to actually be transparent to a non-leftist about the workings of its algorithm. Wait until Elon Musk starts looking under the hood at Twitter and finds out how the algorithm works. Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton called for Musk to usher in a legal day of reckoning for Twitter's liberal leadership. Elon Musk, as a member of Twitter's board of directors, should demand full investigation of Twitter's illicit and fraudulent censorship policies. The evidence shows Twitter has lied to its shareholders, Congress, users, and public about its censorship targeting conservatives. Former Democratic presidential candidate and Hawaii representative Tulsi Gabbard thanked Musk for putting his money where his mouth is, but proclaimed there is so much more work to be done from him and from similar figures. Thank you, Elon Musk. Now do Instagram, which is even less transparent and more aggressive in shutting down free speech than Twitter. Calling on all other billionaires who want to protect free speech and democracy, let's open your wallets and follow Elon's lead. Now, Musk has a history of criticizing big tech for its stranglehold on online speech. Musk famously slammed Twitter for censoring political debate in recent weeks. He also mulled over starting a new tech company altogether. Musk tweeted March 26th, "Given that Twitter serves as the de facto public town square, failing to adhere to free speech principles fundamentally undermines democracy." He restated his support for free speech by proclaiming in a tweet, "Free speech is essential to a functioning democracy." What's interesting is that Musk has already proven that he is willing to stand as a neutral judge protecting freedom of speech. Even amidst the war in Ukraine, he tweeted, "Starlink has been told by some governments, not Ukraine, to block Russian news sources. We will not do so unless at gunpoint. Sorry to be a free speech absolutist." Now here's the shark bite. If America can be saved, it will be through these rogue elite figures like Musk who can shake up society. And that's an American tradition. See, recently, we all thought that these snowflake, safe space people raised on the internet would get a rude awakening in the real world, but now they are the real world. They run big tech and the military and took the institutions, and we're the ones yelling about it on the internet. Ironic, right? So we gotta change tactics, or rather, relearn old ones. As I mentioned last episode, Washington and Jefferson were their time's equivalent of billionaires. Many of our biggest Revolutionary War military leaders were foreign nobility. Throw in the eccentric genius of Ben Franklin, who wrote an essay called Fart Proudly, and it makes Trump or Musk seem like steering back on course. We need some good elites with powerful institutions, real wild cards, jokers in the deck, because Lord knows, otherwise the game is rigged. Elon Musk is inspiring because the guy is a free man with enough power to do what he wants and make it look cool. Most of the powerful people, from scientists to big tech CEOs, we know are supposed to behave in a certain way. They're supposed to dress informally in nerdy sweaters, live in an Apple Store-looking glass house in the woods, collect art that looks like garbage, and be soft-spoken wimps. Compare that to Trump, who lives in a gold palace, married a supermodel wife, tried to glam up the architecture of DC with more classical style. Or even compare that to Joe Rogan, who men are inspired by because he swings kettlebells, bow hunts elk, and has honest convos with the most interesting people on the planet. Even with the sciences, it's like science these days is supposed to be about donating to obscure social justice charities or really weird environmentalism in order to get good PR. Compare that to Elon Musk, who launched a car into space and literally made a startup called The Boring Company to release a product called Not a Flamethrower. He has a pattern of doing things that are cool, interesting, or push civilization forward purely for its own sake. Are you seeing the pattern I'm getting at? Trump, Rogan, Musk, these aren't everymen. These are supermen that red-blooded young guys aim to be, or should. So now, Elon Musk, after voicing concern about big tech censorship, bought a massive share of Twitter and joined the board of this company that steers our country's future. Even Trump, as he launched Truth Social, still is fighting a legal battle to get back on Twitter. It's good to have alternate tech platforms like Truth Social or Gab to speak freely. But we also need to maintain a presence in the place where we can speak to the most Americans, particularly the college-age people who will inherit the institutions that run our society. Having a powerful person influencing how the platform is run makes a huge difference. Now, if you want a window into what I mean, think about how when we saw the Rittenhouse trial, we saw an actually fair judge and a window into what felt like an alternate universe where things aren't rigged against us. We saw with that dopey lawyer that the leftist ideology isn't viable without artificial support, without being propped up. Conservative ideas win in a fair fight, and that scares liberals. Independent journalist Andy No tweeted an article about how Musk's rise has already appeared to trigger Twitter employees. Leftist Twitter employees have taken to social media to complain about Elon Musk becoming the company's largest stakeholder. They are angry about the company's leftist culture potentially being challenged. So understand this: coordinating with institutions and rogue elites. The only way out is through, and doing that well scares all the right people. Thanks for watching TechShark, brought to you by Free Speech America and MRC-TV. Have a good week.